Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know many of you have been wondering how can we learn something quickly, like in the span of 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe a month. If you have been wondering that, then this video is for you. Welcome. There are many things which we like to learn. Maybe it's a foreign language, maybe it's a life skill like cooking, maybe it's how to talk to other people, maybe it's how to write a CV or a cover letter. By the way, on which I have already done a video. If you haven't checked it out, link will be up here. Don't forget to check it out. But if you want to learn something, there are many ways to go about it. But there is a sequence of steps which needs to be followed. The first step is that you have to decide what is it that you want to learn. And more importantly, why do you want to learn it? This might seem a little redundant to you because why you want to learn it should not affect the method which you follow to learn that particular item. Let's go with learning a foreign language. I myself am learning Spanish from January. Let's go with that example for the time being. If you want to learn Spanish, you have to first question yourself, why do I want to learn that? If you know the answer to that question, then it will be easy for you to go along. If you want to learn it because you really like the language, then you will go one way about it. If you want to learn it because it will give you some logistical advantage in your CV or in your future, then you will go another way about it. If you want to learn it just to make your CV look cooler, then you will go another way about it. So the reason why you want to learn something is important. But even more important is to decide what is it that you want to learn. You have to understand that in today's world, there is an infinite amount of things which we can learn in this day. And you have to choose only a handful of them. Therefore, there are two choices in front of you. One, you can learn something which is very close to something you already know. For example, you already know how to do academic writing. You learn how to do copywriting. You already know how to do proofing. You learn how to do editing. You can do that, or you can do something which is completely different from what you already know. You know how to do writing, but now you want to know how to do cooking. There are two options, as I have already told you. You need to decide which one would you choose. Both of them have advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of the first one is that you will already have the basic set of knowledge or basic set of skills required to do that thing which is very close to the thing you already know. But if you do something completely different, then it will introduce you to a new domain and a new spectrum of things, a new possibility, and it will also take you out of your comfort zone from where you can go on to explore other things. It will also enrich you as an individual and make you an essential polymath. Therefore, what choice you will make will be completely your decision, but whatever you do, please make sure that you stick to it. The second step towards learning something is consistency. To give consistent daily efforts towards learning that thing. It will not do you well if you give 6 hours one day and 0 hours the next. In one of my previous videos about time management and how to increase your productivity, again link will be up here somewhere, I had explained how you can consistently give your efforts towards managing your time and increasing your productivity. Following a similar footstep, you can use the method which Duolingo teaches us. That is, you can set yourself a goal. I will invest 15 minutes towards learning Spanish every day. I will invest 30 minutes per day to watch quick cooking videos in order to learn how to cook. Therefore, an equal but consistent effort is mandatory in order to learn something. You have to keep your brain updated. Your brain will create some resistance in order to avoid learning new things because it believes that it has already reached its optimum maximum potential, which it hasn't in any way, shape or form. I can guarantee you that, but it will make you believe so. Therefore, you have to keep on pushing it a little every day until and unless you have spent at least 6 months on that topic. After spending 6 months on the topic every day, after you have spent 180 days on the topic, 30 minutes per day minimum, you will be at a position to tell whether you can pursue that full time or whether you should take that forward or whether you should stop that. After you have done all this, only then can you decide whether you should pursue that or not. Just after trying to learn something for 6 days, 7 days, 10 days, a week, a month, you can't decide that whether it's good for you or not. You need to at least give it 6 months, be it any standard skill or knowledge. Therefore, you have to understand that these things take time. You have to be consistent, you have to be sincere, and you have to be dedicated towards learning that thing. You have to know that that thing will give you a benefit only if you give it something in return. It's a give and take policy between you and the item that you want to learn. You give it something and it gives something to you back, and only then will you progress. A common question which people come up with is that, do I need to pay someone to teach this thing to me? If it's a foreign language, the example with which we began, then in all probability, yes, you should pay someone to teach it to you. But if it's something like cooking, or if it's something like how to write better, you can probably teach yourself. Now, whether you need someone else to teach you or not, or whether you can teach yourself or not, will completely depend on your potential and your self-confidence. If you think you are capable enough of teaching yourself, nowadays every kind of material is available for free on YouTube, or if you pay some money, you can learn it from platforms like EduTech, Coursera, Byju's, so on and so forth. But you can also learn it for free exclusively using YouTube. I have learned a significant portion of my Spanish from YouTube alone, and also from my teacher. But my point here is that whether you need a teacher or not is your decision. But even if you get a teacher, please get someone who will teach you sincerely. There are two types of teachers, one who teach for money and the other who teach because they want to teach. In many cases there are overlaps, and if you find someone who is in that overlapping position, you can very well avail them. But if you find someone who teaches just for the sake of money, probably they will not be a very good bet. But if there is someone who genuinely enjoys teaching and loves the art for what it is, then that person has a better chance of explaining it to you, right? You also have to understand that in the world of learning, everyone is your competitor, and you must understand your competition well enough if you have to succeed. Therefore, the best way to understand your competition would be to enroll in one of these classes. Some of these are costly, some of these are cheap. What you can afford will be again your decision. But in many cases, availing an external teacher is not the worst idea. It might help you because they will keep you in check. They will be able to check your improvements, your assignments, so on and so forth, and they will also be able to gauge on your improvements in the days to come. Finally, you have to understand that you can never truly become an expert in anything. You are probably learning something because it will give you a life skill, or it will give you some sort of advantage in the job market, right? All of this is just to make sure that we get better jobs, both you and I. Therefore, after practicing that subject for 6 months, maybe you are learning coding, graphic designing, digital marketing, whatever is it that it is that you are learning. After doing it for 6 months, you will be at a position where you will gain working knowledge on that topic. And with that working knowledge, I advise that you start working immediately. Because if you want to wait till the time you become an expert on that thing, it will take you 4 to 5 years to become an expert on any standard thing. I don't think anyone has the time to wait that much. My advice is, just get started. You will get to learn from others, you will gain practical knowledge, and more importantly, you will earn money. In most of these cases, learning something requires money, and as and how you go along, if you get some work experience, you will get money. It will help you both financially and conceptually. So just start working once you have working knowledge. Finally, I would like to say that the process of learning something is a never ending curve. It's a rising curve, and at the very end it gets very steep, and the more you try to learn, the more you realize that you actually know nothing. Well, as Socrates famously said, I know that I know nothing. Similarly, you might come to a position where you might question the very notion of learning something new if it doesn't add add up immediately. You might be learning something for a very long time and not getting any job opportunities in that domain particularly. My sincere request to you is don't lose heart. I'm sure things will look up for you. Times are trying, times are hard. All of us are trying our best to ensure that we get what we deserve. The situation is not in our favor, therefore just hold on. Try learning new things, try putting your efforts towards doing something positive, productive, and I'm sure things will look bright to you sooner than you expect them to. So that is it for today. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, queries, doubts or comments, please don't forget to leave them down. And please don't also forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I will see everyone in the next video. Till then, hasta la vista.